Hello, this is Robert Hudson, and today I'm going to be working on a video of the Taiji Ruler. I'm not going to have an actual, they have some that are made with lathes, you know, to cut them and make them into a very particular design. Kind of looks like a thin 8 with a middle piece, and they have like rounded edges so you can put it in the palm and it fits in the palm of the hand. But rather than obligate everybody to get a Taiji ruler, I thought just a nice, this is about an 8 to 10 inch dowel, and it's, you can think about an inch wide, and I think that's probably sufficient. So you want to make sure the ends are soft and you don't get splinters and anything of that nature. So this is, as I said, this is a tape on the Taiji Ruler. Now the Taiji Ruler is about a 1,200-year-old technique made by a particular Daoist. And if you look at the write-up I have in the beginning of the, when you go to the website, you'll see a little write-up, a paragraph or two, explaining a little of the history. Taiji Ruler is created, it's called Neigong versus Weigong. Weigong means exterior practice, and Neigong means interior practice. And so it's thought to be a little more internal, even though the actions are relatively external. The more common way of understanding internal versus external is external would be like meditation. External would be movements, you know, kung fu, this kind of thing. But meditation would be Neigong, doing sitting and being still, trying not to move the body too much. But even still, the Taiji Ruler comes underneath that heading of Neigong. And the notion is these exercises which we're going to show and practice today are designed for certain specific goals. Relevant to the acupuncture industry or the Asian medicine industry, the goal would be to become more sensitive to one's own personal qi and be able, therefore, to not only emit qi, but when you're inserting a needle, to feel the qi move when you use the needle into the skin to get to go a particular direction or whatever. So in other words, it's going to enhance the acupuncturist's ability to needle by becoming more perceptive of qi. So the actions made coordinate, as all Qi Gong does, mind and body and breath with the perception of qi in a synchronous whole. The reason that this is used is to create more or less a qi ball, an area where you're more or less isolating and holding the qi in a particular manner. The idea is to take the qi down into the lower Dan Tian, and to review that, we've covered it a little bit. This is the lower Dan Tian, about an inch or two below the belly button. The heart would be the middle Dan Tian, and right between the eyes would be the third or the upper Dan Tian. And the lower Dan Tian is where you want to begin to cultivate and to be aware of qi in your lower Dan Tian. And so through certain visualizations, breathing exercises, as well as movement, we can learn to bring the qi down and build in our lower Dan Tian, and ultimately to circulate it through the 8 extraordinary vessels, specifically the Chong, the Ren, and the Dai. The Chong, excuse me, that's incorrect. The Ren, the Du, and the Dai. The Ren is a channel that comes up the front of the body, the Du goes up the spine, and the Dai channel goes across the waist. By being able to stimulate energy in these 3 channels, then one can eventually move it elsewhere. Now, this is going to be part 1. There should be a part 2, hopefully soon, to elaborate a little more on that specificality of the movement. So a few things to start. When you put the Taiji Ruler in your hand, it goes right over the center of your palm. And it's held lightly. You don't press and you don't let it fall out. It's just a light pressure. Notice my fingers are relaxed. They're not extended out, thumb's not elevated, the hands are relaxed. The feet are a little bit more than when we do the standing, but it can be done about there, maybe a little more. And again, the movements are designed to be coordinated one to the other. So the first thing we'll do is we'll talk about breathing and doing this exercise with visualization, imagining the Qi, in this case, rising up with us, extending, and then bringing it down, and ending right at the lower Dan Tian, and just in front of it. So we breathe in here, and on the exhale, down. Did that movement 4 times. And when you return, you just let it hang just in front of your lower Dan Tian and just let it stand there and just breathe for a moment into your lower Dan Tian. The next one is bringing it higher, up and to the level of the upper Dan Tian. That's exercise 2. Exercise 3 is going the other direction. Notice it's going about to the level of the heart and the lower Dan Tian. Let's talk about the visualization. You bring this out, you're gathering the Qi, bringing it here, and then you're letting it descend as the stick descends down into your lower Dan Tian. So we bring the Qi in, gather it, exhale, bring it down into lower Dan Tian. Cycling the Qi. The other way, you're bringing the Qi up, out, and then down. The next one going this direction will be to the upper Dan Tian. Here we go. Now we'll start the other direction. We'll do 4 the other way. So you want to go both directions. The next involves stepping. To step, you need to review just stepping. We've got my weight evenly on both feet. I weight onto the right leg. I lift my left leg up, and I step down and put my weight on it. And then I lean back onto the right and lift the ball of the foot up and go back and forth. Now when I go to my weight here, I don't lift this one up. The only one that comes up is the front one. The next thing is we're going to take this and bring it up as the foot moves. So the idea is to coordinate these two. And this comes down, and then this foot comes back and down. we go the other way. The next exercise is learning to move the Taiji ruler in a figure 8 pattern. And it looks like this. Now it can go into all kinds of sophisticated grippages and that kind of thing. But what we're going to do for now is we're just going to use the simple motion. So if I'm going to turn to my left, the left hand will be on top. Turn it over, and then I can go to my right. Turn it over, and then I can go to my left. Turn it over, and go to my right. It's not quite a figure 8, but there's sort of the figure 8 pattern. So it's kind of a large pattern. So bring it here, bring it in, turn to your left, and bring it to your side and exhale. Turn it over, breathe in. Right about the half line, start to exhale. Breathe in. Half line, exhale. Breathe in. Here we go. Now you can also do this with steps. So we go. And this is almost walking. I'm going to go a little further back, and you take slight steps forward. So here we go. You may notice that when I step, it's a step out. You can just, if you feel comfortable, just step out. You can just step out if you want. The idea here moves the Qi and gives a little more dimension of training to the legs. So when you do that, you put the weight here, turn, bring it up, up and down. Turn, turn, bring it up and down. So that's walking with the staff. The next is to just stretch. So to bring it up the front, elevate it up over our head, lift up on your feet, come down, squat. last one we'll show is dipping it into a corner. So you bring it up, and you point it, and you bend down. Bring it up to center, breathe in, and then point it down. Another way to do that is just bring it up and just go to that corner and just straight. Come up. Legs can be locked, or you can bend at the knees, whatever you can tolerate. This concludes our first tape on the Taiji Ruler. These are very fundamental exercises, and they are fairly easy to learn. Practice these until you feel you have them memorized and you can do them comfortably, and eventually we'll put up tape 2 to continue the training of the Taiji Ruler. To just finish, whenever you're bringing it up, you're inhaling. Whenever you're bringing it down, you're exhaling. You're trying to direct your Qi through your arms, through the Taiji Ruler, but also pushing it down into the lower Dan Tian. So when I bring this up and I bend down, I'm breathing in, and then I'm exhaling as I bend down, and I'm compressing the Qi into my abdomen. Breathe in. You're imagining you're folding and pushing the Dan Tian down, the air down into the Dan Tian, or the Qi is the notion. Thank you very much. I look forward to speaking with you and presenting another tape soon.